everyone, and welcome to Light Force Academy, Order of the Paladin. I am the Master of the Order, Master Patrick Tadavosian, and welcome to another informative video on lightsaber combat. Well, this video is going to be all about gear. What gear do you need to get started so you can get out there and start dueling people? Alright, I get this question asked all the time, especially from you students. So, Master Patrick, I'm starting to train, I want to duel, what do I need? Alright, so the answer to that question is really going to depend on what you are focusing on for your training. Are you going to be competing? Are you going to be doing flow? Are you just doing some friendly duels? What are you doing? And also, what league or what rule set are you going to be following? And that's going to depend about which club or which academy you're part of. Alright, so let's get started with that. And I'm going to help you guys through it. Go over a couple of the different options you have here. Well, obviously one of the first things that you want, especially if you're going to go do some friendly meet and duels, is a saber. A lightsaber is obviously very important. Now, depending on the club, or the academy, or the group that you work with, they may have some loaner sabers for you to use. At our academy, we have a lot of sabers for first-timers or for students who don't have any gear and they want to try, so that we have some lightsabers for them to use. Now, a good option is to ask people around when you're, see if you can check out their saber if you don't already have one, and see the different types of sabers that there are, and see what you like. Now, I'm going to have another video where we're going to go over the different types of sabers and what you should get starting out. Alright, so saber is a good idea. Sometimes it's not necessary because, again, the group that you're part of may have some loaner gear, or someone may just want you to try out their saber and let you go for it. Alright, so saber's number one. Alright, well, let's talk about safety gear. Safety gear is the most important. So what are we talking about here? Number one you want to get is a fencing mask. A good, strong, solid fencing mask, okay? There are a lot of masks out there. This fencing mask I have is from a company that actually no longer exists, but there are many out there. You can just check them out on Amazon. So many fencing masks. And there are some that are different colors. I've seen some that are pink, red, blue, yellow, black, silver. Just depends what you want to go with. A good idea is to go with the blank slate, and then if you have an idea of what you want to cosplay as. Okay, we have a lot of people who dress up, who cosplay when they duel, and they'll paint their masks. A lot of cool people out there who you can commission to paint their masks, your mask, and you can get pretty much whatever you want on them. Alright? So good fencing mask. Now, what I recommend, okay, because these are not fun to wash. To wash these, we have some videos on that. We'll have some videos on how to wash these, but you'd have to use a bucket and all that stuff. But anyway, what I recommend, okay, is a removable bib. Something that you can just take apart, throw in the wash, do a quick spray and a wipe down in here, outside, and you're set. Now, obviously, if you sweat a lot like me, this will start to discolor. So you want to, wash your bib. It's a lot easier when you have a removable one. Okay? So that's a good option. Look for those, especially on Amazon. Now, the next piece of equipment, so these are bare minimum fencing mask and lacrosse gloves. Okay? There are hockey gloves, lacrosse gloves, HEMA gloves, all kinds of gloves that you can use. To start out, I would recommend go for a good pair of lacrosse gloves. If you want to use hockey gloves, roller hockey is usually the better way to go. It's a little less stiff than the ice hockey gloves, but they are pretty stiff, so although you get a little bit more protection, you're going to have less mobility. So lacrosse gloves, and especially ones that can cover your wrists. So if I put these gloves on, and you'll see some lacrosse gloves that have some cords that you just pull, and the cord is sticking out over here and your wrist is exposed. And you don't want that because you get hit right there, you can break your wrist. So you want something that can cover, and obviously you can add to it if you want to add to your gloves, if you're crafty at all. Alright, so a good solid lacrosse glove, that way when you get hit in the hand or the fingers, you don't feel it too bad. Alright, now another one, and some groups will allow you, that's it. Just as long as you have a fencing helmet and some lacrosse gloves, you're set. Alright? Now, if you're going to join a club like that offers, that just says, minimal protection is totally fine, one piece of equipment I absolutely recommend, no matter what, okay, is a cup, gentlemen, a cup. Okay, they do make these for ladies as well, actually, alright, but I really recommend a cup. Now, this isn't a cup you can wear outside, so you can look stormtrooper-ish, okay, outside of your gear, your clothing. But you can also get what I recommend. Shock Doctor makes padded compression shorts with sleeve where the cup is already inside. And those are great because you can just take the pads out, throw the compression shorts in the wash, and then put the pads back in. So there's a cup right there, there's some thigh pads, and also a tailbone pad. Hip pads. Some have thigh pads, actually. The ones I have actually have thigh pads, hip pads, and a butt pad. And Shock Doctor makes a great one. Again, those are called padded compression shorts. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people in the community that have disagreements about wearing a cup or requiring a cup. In our league, you must wear a cup to compete. Look, it's about control. Yes, you have to. We train control. We stress control. But look, I've been competing for over 32 years in the martial arts, and I trust nobody when it comes to my body. I always wear a cup because even some of the best can get tired, can slip up. You may make a mistake. Bam! You just got hit, and it hurts bad. All right. So definitely a cup or some padded compression shorts, which fit really well. All right. So let's move on to some other gear that you can get. Now, if the group that you're working with allows thrusts, our league and our academy, so we have our Light Force Academy, we have our Lightsaber League, allows thrusting in our rule set. So when we thrust, we're allowed only to thrust to the chest area. All right, that's our rule set. We'll have a separate video based on our going over our rule set. But for right now, to understand that if someone allows thrusting, some allow thrust to the face, you want to protect your throat. Now, the fencing mask does have that bib on the bottom that can protect you for a little bit. But these are really good if you have a fence, if you're actually fencing. But what you want to wear under this at bare minimum, so at bare minimum would be this. A padded gorget. Gorget, whatever you want to call it, this. It looks like a visor, okay? This is a softer one here. It's got chest protection, and here. So what happens is you put this around your neck, Velcro it in there, and then this piece can go right inside your shirt, your uniform, whatever you're wearing. So, if someone does a thrust, maybe they misjudge and it goes right to my neck, I'll have the protection of the bib plus the gorget, boom, protected. Alright? You feel a lot less. I've gotten a thrust to the throat even with the bib. Without this, it's not fun. Okay? And it was a controlled thrust and it was not fun. Now, you can also find metal ones, all kinds of awesome looking ones if you want to go that route. Or if the league you're fighting in requires it or competes or hits really hard. There's some rule sets that they just go really hard and they're allowed to, and the gear you have to have has to be able to withstand that. So this would not be acceptable for that. This would be acceptable for ours and most other leagues just as an added protection for your throat. Highly, highly recommend it. These things can run you anywhere between $20 to $40 depending on the brand. Red Dragon is great. Cult of Athena also has one that covers your collarbones. That's actually one of the purchases I'm going to be making to try it out and see. All right, so that. Gorget, okay? All right, so now what else can you wear? Now, some leagues require just that, right? Just the mask, the gloves, maybe a cup, or maybe an elbow pad. So let's go over elbow pads and knee pads. Now, you have options. This right here is what I call a forearm elbow guard. What you do is you slide it in, and what it's doing right now is protecting my elbow and my forearm. But this part will get protected by my glove, okay? So I have a full protection right here. It's important to protect your elbows. You get hit with the saber to your elbows, it does not feel good. You can also crack it. Now another option you have, motorcycle gear. I love this stuff because you can get it cheap on Amazon. This particular one comes in like a lot of different colors. I chose white for my cosplay. I'll go over that in another video, alright? But basically what you do is you put your elbow or your forearm, it covers your elbow and your forearm, and check out this joint. It moves with you. It moves with you. Alright? Which is really great. It won't slide as much. You just Velcro it, and it's set. Okay? Same goes for knee pads and shin pads. Now this is a shin guard. A soft shin guard. This is plenty if you're going to fight with a light grade blade or a mid grade blade. This is plenty. Usually it's pretty plenty, as long as everyone's controlled. Now just go on your shin right over there. Now with something like this, you want to also get some knee pads. Alright, knee pads are good to protect your knees. You get whacked in the knee, it doesn't feel good and you can hurt yourself. So get a good knee guard, shin guard, bam. Or, again, same set, you can find these pretty inexpensive on Amazon, with the joint right here, a knee shin guard combo right there. Okay? Just like that. Another option you have, protecting your chest, your ribs. Now there's a lot of different gear out there. you can look into, I've seen people wear catcher's gear for baseball, hockey gear, lacrosse, HEMA, all sorts of different cool things. Football pads, all right? And again, it depends on who you're dueling, what rule set are you going with, what grade blade, is it a friendly, is it a competition? These are important questions to ask. Now, bare minimum, what I wear, no matter whether I compete light, mid, either one of those two, I'll wear a soft chest piece. I've even competed in the light-heavy division where it's a heavy grade blade with less, it's controlled contact. With the light, and I've been fine. But that's me. Now, something like this is really great. Century offers this. You can easily take this sticker off, and I left it on here to show you. You can just come right off, okay? And it goes on like a tank top, like a shirt, a tank top. You just put it in, and it covers you. You can wear it on the outside. You can even wear it underneath your shirt, your armor. It looks awesome. I keep this one. This is actually part of my other, I have a couple different cosplays depending on the league I'm going to be competing in that I'm working on. This is another one of them. So I wear this. Now this does not have back protection, okay? What I do for me is I'll wear my other one on the inside of my shirt for backwards, and it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't choke me or anything. I'll wear it backwards to protect my back, and I'll wear this one outside for the look I want to go with. Or sometimes I'll just wear it on the inside. That way I'm protecting both, and it does have some rib protection over here. Rib protection is important because you get hit in the ribs with a heavier blade, you can break some ribs really easily. But again, it depends on the grade blade and the rule set. A light grade blade is not going to affect you so bad. It can, but not so much. All right? Now, the other option, again, and this matches my other set, as you can see, is a harder motorcycle gear. Okay? Looks really cool. Protects the chest and the back, and a little bit of the ribs as well. Okay? So this is a good piece to have, too. All right? So these are things that you can look for. So what we went over right there was the fencing mask with the removable inside. That's great. The lacrosse gloves, some kind of cup. I recommend padded compression shorts with the cup built in. A gorget for your neck. All right, elbow pads, knee pads, shin pads, and you can go as cost effective as you want. You can go as creative as you want. You can design your own. You can build your own out of eBay foam. Just depends again on the rule set and the league that you're competing in. But as long as you're covering those joints. Now you do the stuff that I just showed you, you'll be pretty good. You'll be, I mean, just be careful, go at your own risk. But it's a pretty good start. You'll feel less pain if you feel pain a little bit more. I tend to wear a lot of this stuff because all the years I've competed, I don't want to get hit anymore. I'm good. If I want to just have some fun, play, and not worry about an injury here, an injury there. Plus, with my business, I can't afford it. So I'll wear more gear. But it's totally up to you. Definitely get that fencing mask, number one, fencing mask, lacrosse glove, and a cup. That's what I recommend the most. Now, depending where you are training. Are you training indoors? Are you training on a mat? Are you training outdoors? Are you training on a gym floor? Shoes. Shoes are very important, okay? All the leagues will require closed-toed shoes. Most of them, okay? So you want something to protect your feet, protect your toes, protect the top of your foot. If a saber crashes down, you don't want to break your toe, okay? So what kind of shoes? Now, I'm going to go with in order from outdoor to indoor. So if you're going to compete outdoors, some kind of good tennis shoes are important. Now you want to have the stability for your ankles and your knees. So what I recommend is a good cross trainer. Not a running shoe, a cross trainer. You could go with running shoes. I mean, honestly, you can do whatever you want as long as you have that stability, that protection. But if you want my recommendation, cross trainers. They're wider over here. It's wider, okay? More stability. And it's got a good cushion because you're going to be doing a lot of impact, a lot of movement. And you can get them all kinds. This is my favorite. I love this one. I use it for my workout class. This is just a really good trainer. It's an older one. It's in good shape because I usually use it indoors. But it's a good solid cross trainer. All right? But the big thing is, look how big it is over here. You want that stability for when you're moving laterally. Okay? So a good cross trainer. Now, they're going to go indoors now. Now, let's say you're training indoors on a mat, okay? Now, I'm a martial artist, okay? I have my own dojo. I've been doing this forever, and all us martial artists are very particular about what goes on our mat. We want to keep our mats clean, protect our mats. You don't want to bring the filth from the outside in. So most martial artists don't allow shoes on the mat. I allow shoes on the mat as long as two ways. One, it's either a shoe just for the mat, or second, it's been disinfected and scrubbed down before going on the mat. And even after that, I do a scrub down on the mat. So let's talk about mat shoes. You can technically wear cross trainers and something like that on a mat. It can affect your mat. It'll have too much grip. You can hurt yourself, actually, and you can damage the mat. So a good mat shoe, and here's the big key word, a good mat shoe. Now, I usually don't wear mat shoes because there isn't really a good one out there that I like. A lot of people like wrestling shoes for the stability. The traditional like karate, taekwondo ones have a very narrow heel, and it's very wobbly. Oh man, it's so bad. All right, especially for me, I have weak ankles. If you just heard that crack, that was my ankle. All right, I cannot wear those. It'll just destroy my ankles. Even if you have healthy ankles, it'll destroy your ankles if you're going hard when you're dueling. The only ones I found that I absolutely love are these by Bushido. They're my Bushido mat shoes. All right, they are like one of those like free running, minimalist shoe. It's so flexible, feels like barely anything. It's wider than most mat shoes, although it's still a little narrow. It's wider than most mat shoes. It would be almost perfect if just the heel was a little bit wider. It'd be absolutely perfect. But I do love these shoes. They're sleek. They look good. Look, they just bend. They're very, very nice, and they have some protection on top. Now, that's not a hard protection on top, but it's enough that I like and I'm comfortable with. So something like that, a solid mat shoe that you can wear. Make sure they're clean and respect the dojo that you're training at or wherever you're training. Respect their flooring. You don't want to ruin it, so come in with clean shoes. And make sure you ask for permission first. All right? Now, something in between the two of those are those minimalist shoes. Like you've seen those like toe shoes where your feet look like you're running with shoes that look like feet. I'm not a fan of those, but the idea is great for what we're doing. So because I don't like the look, all right, I found these shoes. Now these are more expensive than both of those shoes. They run around $100. These are called Zeros with an X. They're again very, they have they're very flexible. They're very light. It feels almost like I'm doing nothing. Now these work great on the mat and they work great off the mat. Those Bushidos I showed you, if I wear them outside, I will rip them up. They'll be torn up. These will take a bigger beating. These will last a lot longer, which means I have a better grip, which means I'll have a little, just a hair too much grip sometimes on my mat. So you got to be careful. But these do work well on the mat and they do work well out on the street. Very light. And again, I go all black, sleek. They're just really nice shoes. I like them a lot. Okay? And there you have it. That's pretty much the gear you need. Start off at bare minimum with three things. Cup, yes, in this order. Cup, fencing mask, lacrosse gloves. Cup, fencing mask, lacrosse gloves. From there, once you get more comfortable, you'll be able to see what you need. You get into dueling a little bit, you'll see, oh, I want to protect that. And that's what will happen a lot in class. You know, you have students come in, I'm fine with what I have. I have my mask, I have my gloves, I have my cup, I'm ready to go. Ooh, after class, you think I'm going to get some elbow pads. Ooh, I'm going to get a knee pad. And you'll see what you like. And then just have fun with it. You know, create. Take these pads, design them, paint them, add stuff to them, make them look cool, make them you. All right? So that's all the gear that we have that I recommend. We'll have another video on sabers that I recommend for you to start out. But anyway, if you like this, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what kind of gear that you guys recommend. Maybe something that you found that I have here that you think you have something a little bit better, something that you recommend so we can share with the community. All right? Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, and keep training, you guys.